Welcome back, folks. I'm EC and this is EC's EDC, and today we're taking a look at the edccarry Daily Plus backpack. This is the Daily Plus by edccarry. edccarry is a company based out of Hong Kong, and this bag is a 21-liter backpack. This is the black variant. This comes in a X-Pac VX21 fabric. There are 3 other colorways. There's navy, coyote, also in the VX21, and they also have a olive green, which is an X42. So if you end up going with the X42 version, that fabric will be just a little bit thicker and be a little bit different in terms of, how malleable it is. Great fabric nonetheless. So let's take a look. I've had this for a couple weeks now, and I've really enjoyed my time with it. I've been using this to commute to and from work, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you. So let's start with the exterior. The exterior of the bag has a lot of similarities to a bag I previously reviewed, which is the edccarry Max. The first thing that's going to jump out is the A-frame that you'll see here. This webbing that is called the A-frame helps keep this bag structured. It helps it stand. It also helps it keep its shape, right? If this bag is full, if this bag is empty, it's going to look very similar, which is nice. You get that same sort of consistent silhouette no matter what you're putting in the bag. Now, edccarry is pretty consistent. We've got webbing all over their bag, giving you a lot of modularity and options when it comes to attaching gear to the side and exterior of your backpack. And their branding is super minimal. You're only going to find branding in a few spots. This is one of them. There is here a Hypalon tab with edccarry's name engraved in it, very subtly. As we continue looking at the exterior of the bag, we have the handle up top, and of course here there's more webbing, bar tacked every 1.5 inches or so, and this handle is very comfortable. I actually really love their handles in general. Very soft. The seatbelt material has some really nice foam inside, making this great to hold or handle when you need to. There's a couple pockets on the front of the bag, or on the exterior of the bag. There is one front pocket here, and then we have a water bottle pocket here. Let's take a look at this front pocket first. So we have a vertical zipper that goes down the front panel, and on the inside we have 2 pockets. One is a larger stretch mesh pocket, and I've just stuck in some field notes here that I doodle in, I keep my ideas on. It's nice just to have pen and paper on hand. And then here we have a zipper pocket, also with that stretch material. And I've just stashed in a Hero Clip carabiner, just in case. One more thing that's going to be a little bit tough to see. On the very inside, back here, there's a row of daisy chain that kind of goes the length of the bag. And on the inside, you have this removable keychain, which allows you to obviously clip your keys to them, but you can change the location of this keychain. You can put it on the inside of the bag, as there's also daisy chain there. A really nice feature edccarry's implemented to allow you to personalize the bag for your own needs. And then here we have the water bottle pocket. So this is an internal water bottle pocket, and I've got here a 20-ounce Zoji Rushi insulated thermos. But to show you what fits, we've got here a 1-liter Nalgene, and that also fits. So you're going to be able to fit the majority of water bottles in here. I've got here a 32-ounce Owala, and that also fits. So this extends down to about here on the bag, and you can see it also goes just to the top of the zipper track. So you can get some pretty tall and pretty wide bottles in here. Should be good for most folks' needs. One thing to note, this is not made of an X-Pac material on the inside. This Ripstop, I want to say it's like a 210 or a 240D. I'll look it up, I'll put it in the specs. This is not a waterproof material. So this is the same thing I said about the edccarry Max. If for whatever reason you did have a leak, you know, that water is going to find its way to the inside of the bag. So something to certainly consider. But if you're putting your water bottle on the inside of your bag because there's no bottle pockets on it anyways, then you know you're putting yourself in the same predicament. But just something to make mention of. Now we have here the zipper track. This is YKK AquaGuard zipper. These look to be number 8s, and it is a horseshoe. So we've got about a 3/4 opening, and the zippers slide super nice. We'll dive into the inside of the bag shortly, but we're going to take a look here now at the back panel. Back panel of this bag is fantastic. Foam is great, straps are great, comfort is, you know, I'd give it a 10 out of 10 for comfort. But we have one more little pocket here in the back panel. This is, I would call this a security pocket. I wouldn't call this a quick access pocket because you do not quickly access it. You have to take the bag off 100% to be able to get in here. Great for a passport, maybe some valuables. You can stash your wallet in here if you're going through TSA or airport security. And this is guarded by a rain flap. On the edccarry Max, I did note that some of these rain flaps, the water bottle pocket specifically, I was catching the zipper on. I haven't had that trouble at all with this bag with any of the zippers. So the straps, we've got more X-Pac down the front. Here is another Hypalon strip with edccarry's logo engraved. We've got some hidden daisy chain where these removable sternum straps are attached. If you're familiar with the Evergoods sternum strap, this is essentially the same style in terms of clasp. The sternum strap itself is a fidlock magnetic buckle. It even has some nice elastic to help with your cable management. Great feature, really glad they included that. In terms of comfort, like I said, very comfortable bag. The foam is fantastic. I think the straps are sufficiently wide as well as thick. And the strap is also completed down here with additional elastic to help keep your straps from dangling and keep it a little bit more tidy. I don't know who makes the hardware on this bag. I'll see if I can look that up and stick that in there. It might be Duraflex. But the back panel itself is fantastic. A lot of air channels. This foam is very comfortable. It's very dense, but still sort of plush. We have more webbing, of course, in edccarry fashion. Some additional loops here in case you wanted to attach some items close to your back. But these channels here provide great circulation for air to go and really help you sort of stay cool when you're wearing it. Not that I found the bag to be unpleasant or hot at all. So the last thing on the exterior is just the bottom. In the edccarry Max, they actually have 1000D Cordura on the bottom. And I'm really glad to see that on the Daily and the Daily Plus, you've got the X-Pac material, or whatever the bag is made of, right? If it's Cordura on the Daily, you kind of have that consistency. I think with the X-Pac bag, it's important. It keeps the base of the bag dry if you were to put it down on a wet surface. So I'm glad to see that here. So let's go ahead and jump into the bag. Now, the zipper pulls, I don't think I mentioned this yet, the zipper pulls are all Hypalon little loops. My experience with Hypalon is they start to fray after a little while. So we'll see how this does in terms of use over the coming weeks and months, but on previous bags, the Hypalon starts to sort of fray on the sides, and I eventually clip them off and replace them with something else. All right, so we're into the bag. 3/4 zip. It's not a clamshell, so this panel, it's not going to open. It won't flop down. Your contents won't spill out. But at the same time, I can't really see what's in here. I can see what's on top, but coming from someone who's usually working with a clamshell bag, this was a bit of an adjustment for me. So to show you what I got in here, I'll just take stuff out one by one. I have my Sony over-the-ear headphones. I have my Cap 1. We'll go through this real quick. Daily cables, battery bank, wall charger. Essentials to get to and from work. And I can even fit my charger for my 14-inch machine in there. I have the Evergoods Civic Access Sling 2-liter. This is the new version with the buckle here on the side, as well as the Tri-Glide for quick adjustment. I could bring this with me for, light care. If I'm going out to lunch, I might bring that so I don't have to have anything in my pockets. I have the Evergoods half cap. This is sort of a catch-all for a lot of things that I might have in my pockets or in other pouches. Still working on figuring out how I'm going to use this, but I have a light and a flashlight, some chapstick, flash drive. I've got a pen, my work badge and commuter pass, as well as some smaller items. I've got a moleskin notebook thrown in there. And now, finally, we can sort of see the inside of the bag. So one thing to note, right, that water bottle's still in here. And you can see this side of the bag is, voluntarily opening up, and we're getting hung up here. So I'm going to take the bottle out. It allows us to get a little bit more visibility into the bag. And now that kind of folds over, and you can get a clearer image of what's inside. So here on the panel, we have one pocket. This zipper here opens up, and it is, it's trapezoidal in shape, and it's about, I can get my whole hand in there, but this is typically what I keep in there. These little topo pouches, some cash, AirTag, mini first aid kit, etc. And then this material here on the panel, this is the inside of the water bottle holder. So this is that same 210, I believe, material. It is a Ripstop, so I think it's going to be very durable, but it is by no means waterproof. So that leak, that spillage, that could compromise what you keep in here. Now, inside the bag, in the main compartment, we have a few stretch pockets. This first one, I have put in my Alpine and Sea pouch. This is where I keep my snacks for the day, just a couple easy things to grab in case I'm hungry. And this pocket has one more Hypalon tag with edccarry's logo right here. And this is, I love these stretch pockets. Yes, they will wear in time, but I'm just a big fan. I like the way they feel. I like the way they contour to whatever you're putting in them. And I find it to be more helpful than, a more rigid slip pocket. Here we have our tablet sleeve. This extends to here, so maybe, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 inches below this, the bottom of the bag actually sits. And this is a 10.7 inch iPad. This is a 5th generation, I believe. And that fits in there great. So tablet sleeve, nice touch. think it's a really easy thing to do, and they did a good job throwing that in here. Over here we have a pen slot. So this is great for your stylus or your Apple Pencil, but I just keep this here for easy access. And then lastly, we have the foam that protects your laptop. I don't actually travel with a 16-inch machine. I travel to work with a 14-inch, but this 16-inch MacBook Pro fits in here super nice. So in case you're using a larger machine, it will fit. When you start to get into those thicker PCs, I think you're going to run into a little bit of trouble, but for the most part, your average machine, I think, will fit in here. There's quite a bit of elasticity and a lot of play because it is adhered by some stretch mesh here on the sides. All right, now this might be a little tricky, but up here there is a fold of fabric to hide the frame sheet. And the frame sheet is this piece of pretty rigid foam that is inserted right here. So it is removable if you want to do that. Might be tough to have a go at that, but you could certainly try. So I actually misspoke earlier. I said there was daisy chain, and I thought this was daisy chain for that keychain to clip onto, but it is not. This is just sewn straight on. So you are a little bit limited in your modular keychain on this bag, but that's all right. Maybe something they can look to improve in a later variation of this bag. So that's the contents and the interior of the edccarry Daily Plus. Again, 21-liter backpack. I've been using this for 2 weeks, going to and from work. And I really enjoy it. I think it's a nice backpack. It is super comfy. Edccarry backpacks have all been very comfortable for me. And as we get into summer, I'll be able to know a little bit more how it does in the heat, seeing how the channel breathes on your back. I think that's going to be a pretty critical thing to keep in mind, but I think it will breathe pretty well. So let's go through the pros and the cons really quick. Pros: stands on its own. It does lean a little bit. But that's because I don't have anything rigid in here. Now, when I carry that 16-inch laptop, I would bring a Cap 2. I didn't show you the Cap 2 for a reason. In my usage of this bag, the Cap 2 fits right at the bottom perfectly. Provides additional structure. The bag sits a little bit upright more. But the problem was, when the Cap 2 was in the bag, I couldn't get a water bottle inside this sleeve because the bottle was hitting the Cap 2. It wouldn't go in all the way and I couldn't zip it. So I was able to put a bottle and the Cap 2 inside the bag. I wanted to really demonstrate this usage because it is clearly made for that. But please note, if you're using a Cap 2, the Cap 2 and the water bottle are not going to play nice together unless you have a shorter water bottle. If you have a smaller thermos or a smaller, 8-inch bottle, unlike this, it won't fit inside. So back to the pros. It stands up great. It's really, really well built. It feels like a quality backpack. The X42 is going to give you great weather resistance. You have an Aqua Guard zipper, also helping with the weather resistance. Very comfortable handle. Very comfortable straps and back panel. And I think it makes for a fantastic backpack. Now the cons. I don't have many, but I have a few critiques that that I would like to share. The first is, actually before we do that, I just gotta give them kudos on the strap management. It's an easy thing you can overlook, but I'm glad they did that. So to the cons, the first is I'm adjusting, this is a personal thing, I'm adjusting to not being a full clamshell bag. There are pros and cons with having a clamshell bag, but my bags are typically in that full clamshell orientation, really allowing me to get in and out quick, and also having a zipper path that goes to the bottom. So I'm going to put that on the cons list. The second thing is, it doesn't have a legitimate quick access pocket at the top. You do have a front pocket and you do have the water bottle pocket, so you can use those as quick access, but I'm always a big fan of having something at the top, easy to get to, and giving you a little bit of extra stash room. You do get the security pocket, but again, not really quick access, very thin, so nothing bulky going in there. I won't be putting my headphones or my sunglasses in this pocket for sure. And then I think those are the only things I would criticize. I mean, those are minor, right? Like one's an opinion, and they're both opinion pieces. But this bag this is fantastic. I really like it. I don't expect I will be selling this. This is probably going to be a bag that I keep. I don't keep all my bags, but I certainly will be keeping this one, at least for a good while. So if you're interested, I think this would suit you really well if you're a commuter. If you're going to work, you're carrying a laptop, a tablet, camera. I think you have some great capabilities with this backpack, especially with the water-resistant nature. Travel, I think this would be good too. I would like that quick access pocket, but I think you'd be able to get by just fine. And yeah, so thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, drop them below. I'll get back to you and let you know what I think. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one.